Set. Bacon bit, bacon bit, bacon, bacon, bacon bit, bacon bit, bacon, bacon, bacon bit, bacon bit, bacon, bacon.
I'm going to let you go. No, there's no harmony
going
there.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Can you just do that in the background while Kent and I talk?
Actually, the whole show.
I will. Bacon bit, bacon.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Baconsale. We're going to do a quick bacon bit here. See, now I'm trying to sing along with you. Bacon bit with you.
It is Halloween. Welcome to our Halloween surprise Halloween bacon bit. I would really just like that in post.
It is going to be accurate for this show, though, because we've teased this show for about a month and a half, I think.
Yes,
That's true.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Because tonight we are talking our scary date night with Baconsale.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, I'm trying to help. Yeah.
There's no cats.
There's always cats.
I don't
in
think I
America.
saw a single cat at the haunted house tonight.
Yeah, there were rats.
There were rats.
Hey,
Giant
spoiler
rats.
alert.
But we are not here alone because, as you know, scary date night with Baconsale wouldn't be complete without our scary date. That sounds weird.
Dates. Dates. Wait, hold on. They're not exactly scary dates.
No, they're not scary dates. But
How'd you get married exactly?
We have here in the Bacon Cave, we have Kelsey and we have Rachel. If you each want to take a mic and say hi.
Hello, I'm Kelsey.
There you go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel.
So Kelsey and Rachel. Kelsey was the one who won our scary date night with Baconsale. And so we said you can bring a guest so it's not too weird. And she brought Rachel along with her. But I was going to ask you, Kelsey, where were you when you found out that you won? And did you have any idea that you entered?
I had listened to the episode where you guys were announcing that you would be picking anybody who is a patron, but being tier 3 listener.
There's no tier 3.
Except there is.
Though there is.
On patreon.com/baconsellers.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what my odds were, but I was sitting at work, totally not checking my phone. And I saw a message come across from Instagram that Baconsale had mentioned me in a comment. And I immediately started screaming Rachel's name. Her office is across the hall from mine, and I just kept screaming, Rachel, Rachel, Rachel,
Wait,
over and
good
over.
Good scream or bad? Is this like horror movie? Like, Rachel!
No, please no.
It was literally, Rachel, 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 Rachel.
Was it okay that I stole your picture from Facebook and then put it in that image?
And also put it in the frame that he gave back to you with all of us tonight. Because I thought that was a little far, but I don't know. Do you like that?
The frame was really touching. I like that you all signed it, even though it was my face.
You didn't really ask for it. Much like tonight.
We give and give and give.
It was a little odd opening up Instagram to see your face on a post that you didn't post and wasn't taken recently.
That was actually my thought when we were making it. I was like, that's really going to surprise her.
It wasn't surprised, but it's totally fine.
Now, Rachel, I feel like she owed it to you that you come with her on this thing. And why is that?
I introduced Kelsey to Baconsale.
Yeah, every listener a missionary. That's awesome.
I want to know how you pitched it to her, though. Like, did you just say?
That's a good question. Yeah,
like,
I'm curious.
What was it? First of all, how did you pitch it, and what was it that appealed to you? Because people give podcast recommendations all the time. We want to know what makes it.
Usually, it's white noise.
How does it work? Because you've obviously made it work.
I let you guys sell it because I would just be sitting at my desk and just like giggling and sometimes like snort laughing out loud. And then she would just ask, "What are you listening
Out Loud
to?"
was actually my band's name in college. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, so then it didn't take much to sell it when I was laughing at it that much. So yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
I guess we are snort worthy, aren't we?
So, Kelsey, you won, and then we obviously contacted you shortly after, and I pestered you with so many details, trying to figure out where we wanted to go, what we wanted to do. And finally, you decided that we were going to be eating at La-Cai.
Not the La-Cai.
Which was delicious.
Yeah, why did they do that?
I don't know.
If you're not from the Salt Lake area, there is a hoity-toity restaurant that was cool in the 90s
Very
called
French restaurant.
Yeah, well, hoity-toity.
Yeah.
Same thing, right? That's French.
There could be
Doesn't that mean
hoity-toity
is that
Germans.
French?
That's totally
I
French.
think hoity-toity is German.
Is it?
I don't know.
Hoity-toity? Wait, that was Swedish. But there's La-Cai, but we went to La-Cai.
Yeah, La-Cai Noodle House.
La-Cai. Is that Chinese?
Had any of us been there before?
No, I hadn't. Have you guys been there
No.
before?
No?
Oh.
So yeah, what I was going to ask, what did you guys get at the restaurant? What did you think of it?
I got the pho.
I'm kind of boring. I just went with traditional lemon chicken, but it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious.
I got some shrimp. Jacob got shrimp.
Jake got like 4 pounds of shrimp. in his bowl.
Seriously, they brought
It
out
was
Jake's.
stupid big.
It was like it was like a bowl of pho, but it was like just
And Joel's,
shrimp.
yours was delicious. Honestly, you had that like it was like the
honey
sweet,
walnuts.
Yeah, it was like
Honey walnut
like the
shrimp.
honey cream sauce or something
Yeah.
on that. I was jealous of
We're
yours.
giving a restaurant review here on Bacon.
Well, it's just kind of funny, right? Because it was kind of like a date, right? Where we're like, tell us about you, and then of course we talk about us.
Yeah.
I think I was the one to speak up about myself the most, just like any real date.
Yeah,
So
pretty
thank you.
much.
Usually I wait till people are on the show to go on a date with them, but I think we kind of jumped the gun there. So thank you very much.
Doing it backwards.
I made a promise to these guys I wouldn't ask out anyone that was on the show again.
Yeah.
So we just went in reverse.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm the scary date.
Yeah,
Let's be
that's
honest.
how
Wait a
you get
minute.
around that. Yeah,
That's a loophole we didn't even think of.
Yes.
I know.
It worked.
But then, so yeah, we were getting to know each other, talking about stuff. They learned a lot of secrets, background, secrets of Baconsale. And we got to talking. I want to apologize once again to Rachel for stealing her rice at the end. I feel guilty about that.
it's really
Did you
messed
look
up.
her in the eye as you spoon the rice out into your plate?
Well, I was,
and you were like, my rice,
Just like
Rachel.
steady eye contact the whole
like
time.
dominance. This is dominance.
Every grain, one grain at a time.
Well,
too,
so they
which
give
is
us
great.
they give us one little bowl of rice for the whole table, and she said, "I'll bring you out more rice if you want it." And I was like, "Sure." So I just took a little bit for my meal, but then I was like, "Okay, I'm taking it to go." Everyone has had some. I'll just dump the rest in there.
Yeah.
And then watch Rachel reach over and pick up the bowl and look into it, and she got sad.
Yeah.
But then she made up some story about how you can't microwave rice, and so she wasn't sad because she didn't want to die. And
You're
I'm
talking to the guy.
She was like, I'm
who's-
glad you're the one that's going to die.
This
not
guy
me.
has saved Chick-fil-A fries now for 2 days. And it's his least
that's
favorite fry.
disgusting.
Okay. No. He's like in waffle
I don't
fries.
want explanations. I want you to throw
No,
it away.
What happened?
This is a horror story, by the way.
It is
just
already.
What happened was I got a free meal, a
No.
free Chick-fil-A sandwich, a free fries, but then I got other free food, so I had to put that in the fridge. So it's been in the fridge
For
the
2 days.
I literally just shuddered thinking about that being in the fridge
No,
and eating
here's what he
it.
did. He said, well, I'm going to keep the fries for later. I'm like, again?
If I get hungry enough. That's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Jacob? No, so then we had a good time at dinner. I thought you guys enjoy yourself as well.
Absolutely, I had a ton of fun.
That wasn't
Just like there
a
are gun points. I'm leaving that Dead Space in.
But
How do we answer that?
Yeah.
yeah, so we had a good time there, and then we chose that restaurant because it was very close in proximity to Nightmare on 13th.
Yes, here in Salt Lake City,
Yes.
in case you're listening
If you
outside.
don't know, Nightmare on 13th is a haunted attraction in Salt Lake City, located on 300 West and 1300 South. Not a sponsor, but it's a 36,000 square foot warehouse.
We should just talk to them so they could be a sponsor, and then we wouldn't have paid for this.
Good point.
I don't know what I was thinking.
But
I
it's one
dropped
of
the
the
ball
largest
there.
and longest running haunts in the United States, actually. They've been in business for 29 years.
Wow.
And apparently over 60,000 people attend Nightmare on 13th each season.
Wow.
Okay. Are they officially done as of this airing, as of the 31st, or are there any November
Don't know
nights?
how
There's
much of the
usually
calendar.
another, like a pullover.
Sometimes
yeah.
they'll bleed into the weekend just a little bit after. But first of all, let's talk about when we were getting there, because when we picked this date, Kelsey, a while back, you said just after the 18th, I think you said.
Yes.
And then we looked at our calendar and tried to work stuff out and decided that the 29th would probably be the best time to work.
Yeah,
This is
because
like 3-4 weeks
We
ago.
looked at the weather and we thought it would be a great night to go.
We didn't look at the weather because there was no weather prediction at that point.
Right.
But we literally picked record-breaking cold night, like the coldest
Yeah.
it's been in this date. October. We went on October 29th.
Yeah.
Record-breaking freezing, like since 1847, it hasn't been this cold.
1847?
I think it's
the
what
days
when
of
the record
47.
basically. It has not been on record been this cold. And
It
we
wasn't the
decided
right
that day.
place.
And so, like Fear Factory, which is another haunted house, they're
Yeah.
outdoor, indoor. They shut down for 29th and 30th because it was going to be too cold.
Which is a crazy amount of business they're probably losing.
That's
Insane
the last
amount-
week of
insane
Halloween,
amount.
yeah.
Right.
But we said no, we will go, and so we went.
So we
and
bundled up.
We got there. We drove. It wasn't that far of a drive, so we all kind of caravanned with each other, and then we got into the parking lot, and then we kept driving through the parking lot, and all of a sudden we were out of the parking lot and on the street again. And I think all three of us kind of went, or four of us, I guess, we were all
Yeah.
driving.
Like, how the crap did
separately.
that happen?
Yeah, and all of a sudden we're on the street. I'm like, I don't know where to go anymore. So then I just followed Kent.
Yeah.
We drove up an alley, a scary alley.
We ended up back at the restaurant.
yeah, basically.
Did you notice the homes
Just drove to Maverick.
around night? Because Nightmare on 13th year round has a terrifying exterior, which
Yeah.
any visitor coming to Salt Lake could be like, "Oh, let's go see Temple Square. What is this?" And then they drive by Fear Factory on the
It's 13
freeway and they
blocks
see some
away.
ghoulish face. Even the homes around there seem pretty thematic as far as
I
scary
was
goes.
like, do people really live there, or is this part of the show?
It felt like part of
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get there and we parked. We walked over. It was freezing cold.
We're old.
And
Let's just say it.
Yeah, we're old because we were freezing. I think you guys were freezing as well.
Yes.
Super cold.
And we said, okay, do we want to wait outside in line in the freezing cold, or do we
Which was about 45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Or do we want, there was a fast pass and there's a skip the line. And we were like, what's the difference? So like fast pass is like, a third of the wait.
Scam.
And then and then the skip the line is just get right into it.
So it's $10 more or $20 more.
Yeah.
per
It's
pass.
like an upgrade to the pass. And we decided that we were just like, okay, we're freezing. We're old. Let's get in. So we upgraded and we walked right to the front. It was kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, it was great. And we waited inside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It was all
So
inside.
So we had like, what, a 15-minute wait?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
and
was
they
nothing.
have cameras in the haunted house as you're waiting in line, so you can watch videos of people walking through the haunt and getting scared at certain parts. And I was trying my best the whole haunt to find where the 2 cameras were, so I could wave to the people.
Oh,
in line.
I found one of them.
Yeah,
found
we
one.
found one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The guy that comes around the corner with the axe, and there's like a couch in the room.
yeah.
Remember that? He's behind the mirror.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, so I was going to ask you, ladies, why don't you tell us some of your favorite parts about the haunt? What you liked, what you didn't like, what worked, what didn't work. Who of the 3 of us you saw get scared the most? Things like that.
Yeah. Who's the easiest to embarrass here?
You don't need to.
Penny.
Here's my game plan, right? I'm just going to jump ahead. I was like, ladies, you go first because they're going to scare you.
And you're a gentleman.
Wait, is he a gentleman when he knows that you're going into danger? Like, ladies first.
Being 6'3" now, I was kind of like, hey, look, they're not going to go after me. You guys weren't even shaken. Not at all. Like, it's actually not really fair.
I had to keep slapping Kent's hand away, too.
Stop trying to hold my hand.
But yeah, we all like took turns, right? So like,
Yeah.
you 2 were up front at times. Joel wanted to go up front, and like we kind of, it was like we were doing this whole train motion. And yeah, the group in front of us got terrified.
There's like, I think,
Oh my gosh, they were screaming like they were being murdered.
Yeah,
Literally.
They might have been.
Yeah, and there was like these
Did you
little
guys-
squeaky
did you guys see
sounds
them come
too.
out?
Did you hear those things? Like I was literally like, are they being stomped to death right now? Are those like tiny people being stomped to death?
what?
They were making
Were those
crazy sounds. They were like
tiny?
I think
squeaking.
you need to get
They
your
were
hearing checked, buddy.
squeaking. They're further. You
That
did
might
not
be
hear that?
tinnitus
So
that's
Kelsey
it.
Rachel, did you guys like legitimately get scared in this?
at any point.
No.
Oh, come on.
They got me a couple times. The heights thing. There's that wall with the
Oh,
mirror.
That was
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
That really
I love
got
that
me
as a
because
prop.
you-
Like it
yeah.
didn't. I was like, this makes me nervous. But all my brain keep thinking about was, how do they do this? What's happening?
So
there?
to explain
Yeah.
it,
You
it
know?
looks like you're walking along this path along the wall, and there's like a mirror. Just
Well, no, you walk in and it looks like you're on this high ledge on a
Yes.
wall, and it just goes down, 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 and then you're walking next to this narrow ledge on a brick wall, and then the brick wall kind of leans out and pushes you towards the.
yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
All
Joel,
of a sudden, the brick leans like you're not expecting
Yeah.
it, and
like
then
pushing you into the what
Joel
it looks
tugged
like
my
a
shirt and
bottomless
tried to
hole.
like push me off, and
Yeah.
I
Kent
hated
might have
you.
been freaking out a little.
a lot.
You were like, I don't like this. I do not like this. I don't like this.
Fear of
Jake,
heights
hold my
is one of
hand.
those things, yeah.
Hold my hand. I was holding it.
Honestly, like I've been to Nightmare on 13th a number of times, mostly when I was younger, and that's one of the rooms that I always remember is that room because it's such an effective way to scare people
Oh, I
without
loved it.
a jump scare.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
was
that
cool.
was the one that got you. In fact, there was a room, Joel, that you were kind of losing it a little bit.
Oh, which one did you freak out
The
at?
spinny room.
The spinning, the tunnel of spinning. So
That's a cool prop, too.
If you've never been to one of these, they have them in a lot of haunted houses where it's like you
Or
walk,
Universal Studios back in the day.
and
Yeah.
you walk in a path and there's like a tunnel around you that spins, so you're not moving, but the tunnel is, which is fine. And I can do the little ones, but like a Terror Ride, I think they had
Yeah.
one, or Dracula's Castle, one of those. But then this one like went on forever, and we were waiting in line.
I
and
swear
we were
that thing was
stuck.
moving with me. Like I could not believe it.
I was getting sick. Like I was getting physically ill, and I had to close my eyes and like recenter it, and I could actually feel my brain kind of shift back to normal. And then I'd open my eyes and try to walk a little bit, and then I have to close them again, and it was.
and
I
I could
got-
only go straight if I like. What's that when you like swivel to the side, like walk sideways, like
Prancer
like,
size.
Prancer size. That's
Yeah.
it. What's that called? What's the word for that? When you like
you
slide to
swivel
the side, you know, just
side?
walk sideways.
When
The
you're
electric
drunk?
slide?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Shimmy, you shimmied.
Shimmy. There was shimmying, and that's how I could go straight.
That's how Jake is going to survive a haunted house.
Shimmy.
Yeah, that's
Whose
it.
bright idea was it to not hold on to the handles while we were walking through
that's
that?
the rule.
It's Rachel's idea.
Yeah, Rachel, what was that? Because like I did, but all of us
Yeah, I
kind of
tried
just
that. That
fell
was fun.
on the
Oh, I
railing.
grabbed onto
you
the
know?
rails after a
Yeah,
while.
I've
It was
never
like,
made it through.
Yeah. Oh, so you haven't, even though it's
you feel
your
like
idea.
you're gonna fly
Yeah.
over the edge, like you're gonna tip over. Like it's the weirdest feeling how your brain just does that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, one of my favorite rooms, just off the top of my head, was when it was one of the first rooms, but it's like there's this green mist.
Yeah.
Oh,
across the like waist high mist.
Like you're walking through a swamp.
Yeah, it's like what they do is with fog and lasers, but it looks like this green layer of water essentially, and then this water creature would pop up occasionally, like this person in a costume would pop up around.
I ran out. I was first in that room, and so I walked out, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I saw him come up. I had like a real. I didn't jump or anything, but I had like a real like visceral reaction. Like I was about to like just pound him on top of his head or something. Like this reaction, like defensive.
Yeah.
Like it was like, no, it was just a cool setting, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." Yeah.
Well, and when we were walking through, I'll point this out, Jacob, because just you reminded me of it. When Jacob was in the lead, I don't know if you ladies noticed this as well, but when Jacob was in the lead, it was business. It was like, we're getting through this. Follow me, we're doing this. We're just walking through. When Kent was in the lead, it was this. Like
the thing I said most was "Call,
yeah,
call."
And then when I was in the lead, it was more of a "Jeez," and then I'd just be quiet. Like my fist would come up to my chest, and I'd be like "Jeez" every time, and then just not say anything else. That's what I would do. And then Kelsey, when you were up front, you were also very business.
Yeah, she was serious. Yeah. You're like, we're doing this.
You walk into the room and you're like, okay, there's a mirror there, there's someone behind there, there's a half wall there, there's someone behind there.
That's me.
Figuring out how everything works.
You said to me at some point, you said, I'm just trying to figure out how everything works.
Yes.
And I was like, I love that mentality, because I was doing the same thing where I'm like, I mean, they had this giant scarecrow face, like a bust, and it comes out at you and it starts moving. And I was like, the way it's moving, like it feels like a hologram almost. And when we got to the side, I was looking at the back just to see kind of machinery behind it.
Want to know what it is?
What?
Satan. Demons are moving that thing.
Yeah. But by far, though, I mean, Kent was fun to watch. But Rachel, you at the beginning, that was quite entertaining.
Oh, I must have missed something.
Because so she was at the front, she was giving the actors their money's worth. Like she was jumping and like dropping and moving. Like it was like every time she got scared, there was a physical reaction to it instead of just vocal.
Somehow you guys all saw this like wolf head that was coming, and I missed it.
I actually stopped knowing it was coming.
The giant rat. It was the giant rat.
Yeah, that was
Oh, that's what.
And I put you in its path.
Yeah.
Like I literally just stopped knowing it would come out. Yeah.
He's a great date.
I,
But no, like every time there was like this big open nothing, you knew something was going to be there. And so I walked up too going, oh, something's going to come out, but I didn't know when.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it came out and it got you quite good,
Yeah.
which was fun to watch.
yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, and it's a standard haunted house. Like there's always the chainsaw guy in the like poorly ventilated room at the end that won't really let you leave. You're like, okay, we're good. Like we've been here for a half hour.
It said down the hatch and there was a little hole there.
Yeah.
And for a second there, because
So have you been in that one? Like they don't show you where the door is.
Yeah.
But the group in front of us was also going through the door, so we knew.
But like the down the hatch thing at Fear Factory, they have a down the hatch kind of a thing where it's like a little
where you actually
tunnel
go.
where you go in and you slide down into the depths of hell. Basically, you're going in there. It's like demons and everything when you get to the bottom. So I was like, oh, cool, they have one of those. And then I pushed on it and I was like, oh no, it's just a phoney.
Yeah,
I was kind of
That's too bad.
Yeah,
it's like a garbage chute, honestly.
I was telling somebody, I don't remember who it was, but it's like I wanted it to end with some sort of like there had to be some kind of physical release at the end, right? Like a roller coaster, like fall.
You mean like the guy hitting Kent in the face with a feather?
What? You didn't get that?
I remember
You didn't get feather faced
from the Mummy.
I got feather faced.
I did.
Was it the Mummy that shot the thing out?
No, it was when you walk through the red light, right?
It was like pitch black.
Oh, that no.
And they can see you, but you can't see them, and so people will trace a feather across your neck.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
Oh, they got
awful.
me right in the face.
Oh,
It was
I got
like
it across my neck,
mouth.
like slit my neck.
You got it in my mouth.
Ew, in your mouth?
I actually got. Oh, there it is, right there.
Oh, please, like you care about germs.
Oh yeah, have you washed your hands since being in there, Ken?
Yeah, I have twice. You know me.
No, that's true.
That's funny.
But it was a good experience. Is there anything you guys would wish were different? Like you, Jake, you wish the end was like a bigger climax, right?
Yeah. That was. It
it's
was like,
hard.
oh, and the clown thing at the end. Goodbye.
But you have to realize that also a lot of haunted houses, the chainsaw guy is the big scare at the end. We'll hear like because there's no chain on the chainsaw, obviously.
Yeah.
And so he'll come around right by your legs.
But it's a real chainsaw.
And Jacob actually walked out and he was like, I know what brand of chainsaw that was. What brand was it, Jacob?
Steel.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, it has
That's a type of metal, not a brand, Jacob.
It's a different spelling. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like a quarter of the cast called in sick tonight because there were a lot of gaps.
Oh, yeah. It felt like that, but I didn't know
Like,
well enough.
There
to know
were a
for
lot
sure.
of areas where something could be above us and scare us, but instead there were just people coming from the side and they're like, ah!
Probably
You
because
know.
they were freezing cold.
Yeah, well, that may
I
be
don't know.
true. Yeah.
They're all inside.
But yeah, I would say that there were a lot of parts where you're just kind of walking through, like, admiring the design.
Which is cool by me, honestly. Right?
Well,
I mean, yeah,
I
it was
think-
nice. Like, I was like Kelsey. I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. What's going on here?"
Well, at one point, Jacob, you walk into this room, and there's these huge stalactites or stalagmites, which was on the ceiling?
Stalactites.
Tights?
Mites come from the ground.
That's right. So the
double
stalactites
check
are on the
that.
ceiling. I
Nerd.
can't remember which one's which. Someone
Cave
gave me a
nerd.
rhyme once, but I never got it. Cave nerd. But we walked in, and Jacob said, "It smells like a cave in here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's that musty kind of like you feel like you're in a different environment. One thing I would change, and this is just the Rocky Point hipster in me, you know, like you can never be as good as Rocky Point, which
Sure,
closed in
which it won't.
2007. But I loved Rocky Point because it would have specific themes for each room. Like you knew when you were entering, like the Lord of the Rings room or the Mummy room,
Yeah.
or the Slashers room, like the Slasher Museum Hall of Fame. Whereas this one, it kind of all blended into each other, which was fun.
And the only movie theme was Sleepy Hollow for some reason, and nothing really happened
Yeah.
there.
Why was that a theme?
Well, no, I don't think it was a movie. It was just Sleepy Hollow, Headless Horseman. That was
Yeah.
the whole thing. Which I like that because they had the weird floor texture.
Yeah.
Like you felt like you were walking on dirt.
No, I like that a lot. That was cool. It was like the minor village or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you're walking around. I wanted to reach down and grab some because it felt like the.
Oh, Jake kept touching everything, by the way.
Yeah.
Like there was like the
I was
skeleton
curious what it was
eyeball,
made
and
out
he was
of.
like,
I was telling your fortune.
no, don't touch the eyeball and tell my fortune.
Yeah. I'll tell you later what it said.
What did you guys think of the claustrophobic balloons that you have to walk through? The big air
interesting.
balls.
This one was short.
Yeah,
Actually.
we gotta let the girls talk.
Kelsey and I actually ran through this ahead of the group just to get out of it as fast as we could because
Yeah?
it's too much.
I actually expected that part to be longer, so
Same.
it's just following closely behind Kenny as close as I could.
Right. Yeah, it was almost too short because like we got out and I'm like, oh, okay, it wasn't too bad.
Oh, see, I did a nice little walk through. I was just like, ooh, it's so creepy.
And I'm also worried about my hair because I'm a little bit vain. So
You're literally
too.
like, is this going to mess up my hair?
a little bit that came through my mind.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Also, waiting in line was, we didn't have to wait in line that long.
No.
But I enjoy how they keep you entertained, especially in that one room where they have like movies going on or previews of what's going on. They have the whole thing with the Crypt Keeper and Freddy talking to each other.
And
And then they have the things flying out of the ceiling, which
Yeah.
I knew. I was walking in that room like, oh, this looks like the room where like all the Samaras used to come out of the ceiling, but they literally drop out from the ceiling. You don't see them until they're there, and I think it landed on top of you, Jake.
It did, yeah.
But it didn't scare you.
No, I don't know why. That one didn't get me. I was like, oh, they dropped something on me. And it wasn't like scary.
Jake could be getting literally stabbed and be like, oh, okay. Is this what happens?
That's kind of uncomfortable.
I didn't really care for that, actually. Hold on. I'm bleeding.
I loved, by the way, the giant things, like the giant scarecrow, the giant rat,
The
giant
alligator.
Yeah,
That was a
giant
surprise.
wolf.
Yeah.
Like just the scale of that. I look at that and I'm like, that is so impressive.
Now, do we feel like this is like a $10 experience? Like going through one of these places?
It
Because
is
everyone knows
overpriced.
haunted houses
It
are
was
about
overpriced.
$20 on the regular, right?
Yeah. I
Or
think
30
it's
if
like
you do
$20,
fast pass.
$30 for a pass to get in there.
Wow.
But we got a discount. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I signed up for the mailing list.
You know an automated
MailChimp.
emailer.
Yeah, that's who you know.
Yeah,
I know
MailChimp.
the
That's who you know.
He's cool. But obviously, yes, they are very pricey, and but they're also, it's such an experience. Like, where else can you experience something like that?
it's
Like
true.
just not even just the jump scares. I'm talking just walking through like a movie set, essentially, which is always fun for me.
When you were talking about what you'd want to change, the one thing I did want, and I don't know if anyone does this, but I wanted a story. I thought there needed to be a narrative with it because you're just going from like room to room and it's just jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, and you're like, oh,
or
this
a
is
clown
cool.
talking to you about stuff on the wall and not really scaring you, even though he had a mallet.
And
by
then
the
Kelsey
middle.
responded to that clown at one point. I don't know what you said. What did you say?
Well, the one who was standing above us.
Yeah.
She was saying the cost of tickets is the smell of one breath.
Oh, that's
So
right.
I blew my breath in her face.
What? Ew.
and she did. That's what she did. She was like, "Ew, ah." I was like, I wonder if there's more to this. If she could do.
I mean,
anything
not your
with
breath,
this.
ew. But weird that they would ask for that.
I think I actually mentioned
Terrible
this.
day.
I think I mentioned this on the show we did with Greg when we talked about haunted houses in general. But
Yeah.
maybe it was after. But when I did one night at Castle of Chaos, because a lot of these actors are volunteers. They're not paid. They just come in on the night and they are able to be made up and turn into monsters and scare someone for an evening. It's a lot of fun. So when I heard that, I was like, I want to try that once. So I did it once. I went to Castle of Chaos. I went to the meetings. They taught us about no zones and things like that. And then you don't touch. You don't touch.
Is that where you learned about it?
Yeah, so you're not supposed to touch people. But
Thank you for the date.
But before then, it was really uncomfortable to be friends with Joel. Yeah.
So they made me up, and it looks. The makeup was really cool. The costume was cool. I got to be in the vampire room, and then like people would come in, and we'd scare them, and then we'd wait for the next person to come in. So I got to be able to have a behind the scenes look at this. But one of the things was, and the reason I bring this up is because I was worried about my breath.
Oh, okay.
And so I just had a mint in the back of my mouth the whole time, just like so. I wouldn't be
less
chomping
scary.
gum. Well, that's just it. Is I'd walk up and I'd be like, "Join us,"
Like, you're
on
minty.
their neck. And one person goes, "Your breath's really good," and I'm like, "Dang it!"
It's the breath of the underworld.
So yeah, when she said that she's breathing my face, I was like, "Yeah, maybe that's the thing."
That's how it goes.
Yeah. So any other thing I was going to say, any other things you guys want to talk about the haunt or about Scary Date Night with Baconsale or anything you want to plug, anything at all?
What's your favorite part of the Bacon Cave?
I like your bacon shag carpet. But I don't know how you guys keep it so clean.
It's just
It's
bacon.
not as clean as you would think.
No,
Yeah.
How
don't lay
often do you
down
have
on
to
it.
replace it?
Yeah.
We replace it every couple months, honestly.
It's really handy for breakfast.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
really shows the tread, though.
Yeah.
It does.
But
It does.
thank you for coming, both of you. Like this was awesome and so much fun to have you. You've been listening for years somehow, and we appreciate it. And really cool that you guys were able to come here.
Yeah,
So,
we're really glad you're here.
Anyone?
Thank you,
And is
guys.
there any person you want to give a shout out to on the air that's going to listen to this? You can tell them about it.
No.
Hey, Krista, that's my sister.
Hey, Krista, how's it going?
Krista.
Thanks for listening to Baconsale. Oh, was it the end?
Oh, you closed that really fast. Yeah.
No. But yes, we appreciate you guys coming with us. We hope you had a good time. We did, and thank you for being a patron of Baconsale, Kelsey and Rachel. Thanks for introducing to Baconsale. I think this worked out great for both of you, honestly.
Yeah,
in
it
my
was good.
opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. But thank you for listening to Baconsale, and happy Halloween from all of us here in the Bacon Cave.
Yes, indeed.
I guess we are snort worthy, aren't we?